Hi, I'm John Coletta. I'm the managing partner and executive chef of Quartino Ristorante here in Chicago. We're located on the corner of Ontario and State Street. Today we're going to make a fabulous pasta al pomodoro or spaghetti al pomodoro. And what we start off with is with some wonderful peeled tomatoes. The recipe that I'm referring to utilizes a San Marzano tomato from Italy or from Campania. Either would be fine. We're going to use some fresh basil, some garlic, some fabulous extra virgin olive oil, some sea salt, black pepper, and I've got here a grater of Grana Padano. You can also use Parmigiano Reggiano or Pecorino Romano if you'd like. So one of the things we do, I've got some tomatoes already cut. We're going to take these tomatoes and we're going to put them on a board. Now you can crush these by hand like my mother used to do, or you can do them by knife, which I think is the more acceptable and preferred method. And you need a good sized knife, and don't be afraid to cut these. And you can see we get this going. Okay? Now, I don't like to use the ones that are already cut in the can because that's all done by a machine and that gives another flavor. You can also use a fork and mash these with a fork, which gives an entirely different flavor. And you say, how's that possible? It's possible because of the pressure that's put onto those tomatoes. Okay, now we put this here and we take these tomatoes here and we scoop this up, and look at this. I mean, this is tasty. Talk about. Now, in the summertime, what I like to do is take these tomatoes, add some extra virgin olive oil, some fresh torn basil, and toss that with the pasta cold. I mean, that's a wonderful, wonderful preparation. Or using some heirloom tomatoes would also make a wonderful preparation. Now, I've taken some extra virgin olive oil. We're going to add a little bit more. Can never have enough olive oil in my opinion. And we're going to add some garlic. Now, we're going to go to the stove, and this garlic is going to be caramelized. We're going to remove the garlic, then we're going to add the tomatoes, some basil, and let it simmer. Should be ready in about 20 minutes. So come with me, we're going to go to the stove and have some fun. Okay, so we light this. Okay. And we clean this up. Now, one of the things you want to keep in mind is this is a quick, flavorful dish. If you like lots of garlic, then leave the garlic inside. If you like myself, I just want the flavor of the garlic. I don't want to see all that garlic all over the place. And the important thing, you can see how chunky this is. Look at this. This is amazing. Okay? Now, you can squeeze it by hand. It gives another flavor. That's, very, very rustic in home cooking. We take some basil from this basil plant. I've done this earlier, so I don't think there's very much basil left on here. And again, hand tear it. Typically everything's cut so perfectly, and I don't know if perfect is what we're after anymore these days. So this is cooking away here. One of the things you want to do when you're doing this with garlic is use salt. Either use kosher salt or sea salt. In my opinion, those are the two best salts. By adding salt to the garlic, we are now allowing for the water content to come out. And as you know, vegetables are 90% filled with water. So this is cooking away. And right now what we're trying to do is take the flavors of the garlic, have those transposed into the olive oil. So we want the flavor of this garlic to come through to these tomatoes with the basil, with this amazing spaghetti that's cooked al dente. Okay, now we've got this wonderful garlic that has turned brown, and we've got it nicely caramelized, and the flavors of the garlic are now in the olive oil. So we remove these garlic chips, if you will, and at home what I normally do is give these to my children to snack on. And they say, well, how can you snack on garlic? Just add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and what a great snack that is. Now, we're going to add the tomatoes that we've, see that? Okay. And we add that. We're going to go back to the stove. We're going to take some of this torn garlic, some torn basil rather, and we're going to put this in here. Now, I'm sure you've heard of people putting sugar in the tomato sauce. The reason that's done is typically they start with terrible tomatoes. So we want to start with the very best tomatoes available, and the very best have to be in season. So we want to do this in the months. If you're using fresh tomatoes in July and August, if we're using canned tomatoes, we can do this through the entire year. So we mix this up. We add a little bit of pepper, a little bit of sea salt or kosher salt. This is sea salt. And we let this simmer ever so slowly. Okay, and then we're going to toss this with some al dente spaghetti, and we're going to have a fabulous meal. Well, the pomodoro is ready now. We're going to bring this to the table for plating. And as you can see, look at this. Wish you could smell these flavors out there, but look at this. Look how fragrant and vibrant those colors are. I mean, this is going to be awesome. So now we'll put this right over here, right in front of the basil. Just a moment, we'll put this, and we'll bring the pasta that's been boiling. And what I like to do is take this pasta. Okay, and I always reserve some of the pasta water. And we're going to need this here, and we put the pasta and the sauce together. And I like to saute the flavor. So we're going to take this back to the stove, and we're going to let the pasta pick up the flavors of the tomato, the garlic, and basil, and the extra virgin olive oil. It's going to be awesome. Okay, now the pomodoro sauce has coated the pasta. So now we've got some wonderful flavors that have already developed. And now we're getting ready to plate this. Now, when we go to plate this, this is 2 portions. We want to have enough pasta. You know, people typically make the mistake of over portioning pasta, which I hate that. That to me is almost sacrilegious. Okay, now I've got some great grana padano, and we're going to grate this onto the pasta. Okay. Now, these flavors are amazing. And again, like I said, you can use Parmigiano Reggiano. Certainly, you can use Pecorino Romano or a mixture of all of these. A little bit of basil completes this dish. And here you have spaghetti al pomodoro. Again, I'm John Coletta. I'm the executive chef and managing partner here at Quartino. I hope you enjoyed the wonderful videos that I've prepared for you. And I look forward to seeing you at Quartino.